Good morning, guys. How are you all doing today? It's Zach, and in today's video, I'm going to be answering a few questions. Over the last little while, we've had a few new warriors join the channel, so if you have come in the past couple of months, welcome. We are happy to have you, but you may not really know who I am. So I found a list of 50 questions. Actually, I took it down to 33 because I ain't got time for 50. That will answer some questions you may have about me or stuff about me in the past, or may possibly be about me in the future. These are questions that may pop up as you're watching my videos and you may be wondering from time to time. What's your favorite candle scent? Well, around Christmas time, I really like the smell of either pine trees or candy canes, which would probably be peppermint, but I don't know if they actually make that candle scent. What female celebrity do you wish was your sister? In all honesty, I kind of wish Sadie Robertson was. She's the daughter of Willie Robertson from the show Duck Dynasty, and she's been making quite a name for herself through her Live Original series. She goes and does public speaking to various schools or just communities in general, and she's a very positive figure in the world. She is very adamant about encouraging people to live to be themselves and not pretending to be anyone else, to live original, which is what I hope to portray through all of my videos, to live to be who you were made to be and not try to go with the flow and be someone that you're not. With our two mindsets together, we'd get along really well as bro and sis. What male celebrity do you wish was your brother? Grant Gustin. I really don't think I need to explain anything beyond that. How old do you think you'll be when you'll get married? I think it's going to be a little less than 30, preferably 28 or 29. That seems to be the target area that we're going with. How many oceans have you swam in? I'm doubtful that any beaches or bodies of water that I've swam in, either on Prince Edward Island or Newfoundland or New Brunswick or Nova Scotia for that matter, has actually been connected to the Atlantic Ocean, so goose egg. How many countries have you been to? I'm gonna say 2. Canada, because that's where I live, so I've been here for all of my life. And the United States when I went to VidCon in California in the summer of 2015. I'm actually going to be going to a 3rd country in May. My Bachelor of Theology class is taking a missions trip to Cuba for 2 weeks that I really need to fundraise for. So if you want to help in any way possible, I will have my Canadian Baptist Ministries page and my GoFundMe pages linked down in the description. So if you want to help out financially in any way possible, you can check those links out down there. What would you name your daughter if you had one? One option we have is Janelle. There's some family history on her side that relates to that name. The one I've kind of thought of on my own is Olivia, and I was also thinking Samantha, just because I really like the name, and I think it would be really nice. What would you name your son if you had one? I haven't given very much thought to boy names, but 2 that have popped up in my mind are Peter and Tony. I'm a Marvel fan, so one of the first things that comes to my mind when I say those are Spider-Man and Iron Man, but Peter also has biblical background to it, and if we're going to be raising our kids in a Christian household, then that would be totally appropriate. What was your favorite TV show when you were a child? My Saturday mornings were full up with Pokemon, Digimon, Yu-Gi-Oh, and Beyblades. But out of those 4, definitely Pokemon and Digimon. Have you read any of the Harry Potter, Hunger Games, or Twilight series? I have only read from those 3 choices Harry Potter, the complete series with the 7 core books, the scripted Cursed Child that came out a few months back, Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, Quidditch Through the Ages, and Tales of Beetle the Bard. Twilight, I entertained reading in high school, but I decided not to. I'm not really a fan of the outweighing themes of fantasy and a love story. They kind of don't really go the way I like them to be. Have you ever taken karate lessons? Never, but I almost took a judo class in my senior year of high school. Mom strongly suggested I don't do that because I have a VP shunt in the back of my head, and if that gets hit with extreme pressure, I can be in a lot of trouble. So karate, judo, jiu-jitsu, any real physical martial arts activity, I'm out. Do you know who Kermit the Frog is? Of course. Who doesn't know Kermit? Especially since he's been popping up lately with all those memes of him drinking out of a teacup saying it's none of his business. What's the first amusement park you've been to? The very first one that I can remember is Upper Clements Park in Nova Scotia. I went there when I was 6 or 7. I've never gone back, but I'd really like to someday. I'm sure a lot of things have changed, but they've kept the most popular things the exact same, so it'll be like reliving my childhood. What languages beside your native tongue would you like to be fluent in? I would love to be fluent in Spanish. It is a beautiful language. Whenever I hear someone speaking it on TV or even in person a little bit, it just sounds so good to the ears. And it'll be really helpful when we go to Cuba in May, because I need to learn a little bit of Spanish before I get there. I'm not going to be fluent in it by any means, but it'll be helpful if I can get a little bit in my brain. Do you spell the color as gray, G-R-E-Y, or gray, G-R-A-Y? I spell it G-R-E-Y because in the winter, when it turns the snow gray, you say ew, and that has an E in it, so that makes sense to me. If you spell it G-R-A-Y, it kind of looks like gravy, and that just makes me hungry. Do you know triplets? Nope, but I did know twins in junior high and high school. Have you ever been to Olive Garden? No, but I've heard it's really good, and I definitely want to check it out sometime, maybe for a 2-year anniversary date. What would your parents have named you if you were the opposite gender? I honestly don't really have much of a clue. I feel like they would have gone with either a family name, something from my dad's or my mom's lineage, or they would have stuck with the Z theme, which I wouldn't complain about. Zendaya wouldn't be so bad. If you have a nickname, what is it? There's the generic one, Zach. Then my friend Taylor and I had High School Musical nicknames for ourselves. I called her McKessie. She called me Hoops, since Troy Bolton's nickname in the movie was Hoops. There's Zack Attack, where the channel name comes from. Have you ever had Indian food? I think I have. My friend Evan, who volunteers with me at the youth center in town, has made cashew chicken before. I don't remember if that's Indian food or Thai food. If it is Indian food, I've had it, and it's actually not that bad. Who's your favorite person in the world? Sarah Jane, forever and always. I cannot make proper hearts with my hands. Like, does this does not look, wait a second. Does that look kind of like a heart? No, it doesn't. Okay, well, Sarah Jane, forever and always, with my weird misshapen heart. Would you rather live in a rural area or in the suburbs? I am 100% a suburbs boy. I do not like living out in the country very much because there's not a lot of people, and I like to be around people, so I'm gonna stay where the people are. Can you whistle? Does that answer your question? Do you eat breakfast every morning? I try to, but it doesn't always work out. Even if I just have instant breakfasts, sometimes I don't have the milk, especially here at university, because I have to walk to the store and pick it up myself. But I do my best. What medical conditions do you have? I only have one. It is a VP shunt that is in the back of my head. I don't know if you guys can tell, but I have a scar right here. That's the initial place that I had a brain tumor removed when I was 22 months old. It doesn't really affect my daily life very much, except maybe a slight delay in my reaction time and depth perception, which has been improving a little bit since I've been playing Loop It so much and being on my penny board. How many times have you been to the hospital? Far more than I'm willing to count. A lot of them have been for my shunt, getting revisions done when it starts to get faulty or something happens with it that needs to be corrected. But there was that one time in grade 8 or 9 when I broke my arm. Have you ever seen Finding Nemo? I have, and I love it. But I still need to watch Finding Dory because I heard that's also really good. I wanted to go when it was originally in theaters, but I just didn't have the time. Thank you, university classes. Where do you buy your jeans? For the most part, I go to Walmart because they're nice and cheap and easy on my bank account, but I did go to Mark's Work Warehouse at the beginning of last semester, and they have some pretty good options too. They are really good quality, despite the price tag on them, but you gotta pay for what you get, and if I want good quality jeans, that's where I gotta go. Do you usually remember your dreams in the morning? Occasionally I'll remember dreams, but they're usually the really bizarre or random ones. Like a few nights ago, I dreamt that I was hanging out with Katie Wilson in a park in Los Angeles. That had no context to it whatsoever. I wasn't thinking about it the day before. It just happened, and when I woke up, I was really weirded out. It came completely out of left field. How many pairs of shoes do you currently own? I own 4 pairs, my winter boots, my shoes, a pair of sneakers for when I go penny boarding, and my flip-flops, which I'm not actually sure why I still have them here. It's winter, so it's not like I'm going to be wearing them very much, so they'll probably just sit in my suitcase until it's time to go home for March break. What religion will you raise your children to practice? We will raise our kids in the Christian faith. We're not going to push it on them if they resist, but I feel like to have the most cohesive family, having one religion will probably be the best option. Why do you have a Tumblr? I don't, because I have enough social medias as it is. I'm on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat. I think my Mitomo might still be floating around the internet, but I stopped using that a while ago. Tumblr is an interesting corner of the internet that I don't really feel like I want to go. I mean, Reddit is far more of the extreme, but Tumblr, I'm good without it. There you have it, 33 questions about me, my life, and what has happened before in it, and may possibly happen in the future in it. I love answering questions, both from you guys and any internet source material that I'm able to track down. But if you do have a question for me, you can ask them down in the comments section, or tweet them to me at ZachAttack77 with the hashtag WarriorCall. I'll pool them together and may possibly get to a Q&A video in a couple of months. That's all for this video, you guys. If you did enjoy it, please be sure to hit the like button. It really helps me out. Share this video with your friends and family who may also enjoy it, and be sure to subscribe to be notified of all of my latest videos, clicking that little bell to be super sure that my videos are actually showing up in your sub boxes. If you guys want to check out my previous video in this playlist or on the Zach Attack channel in general, you can click the links down in the description, and I'll also have a few annotations up around the screen in places, probably here and here, because I think there's going to be room. I hope you guys have a fantastic day, and I will see you in my next video. Live to be different, and be who you were made to be. Oh man, do I gotta burp? Oh, wow. Ow, that was bad.